Assalamu alaikum, dear audience. In the Meet the Expert session of Developing Bangladesh platform, we usually meet with any national and international expert on a specific issue. Today, we are very delighted to host Dr. Sanjay Agarwal from India. He is a specialist, he is a pharmaceutical consultant, he is an innovator, an inventor, and I am delighted to inform you that he holds more than 40 patents, a very, very innovative person. So today, obviously, we'll learn many things from him. And at first, I would like to humbly request you, sir, could you please introduce yourself with me and my audience?
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure that you have invited me on such a great platform. And I'm highly thankful and especially I congratulate you. You are working so sincerely and so dedicatedly with our relationship between India and Bangladesh. Not only the political on the health platform, which is today's need because of both countries, they need the health development of the mutual relations so we can develop good formulations, we can develop a good strategies, and we can take care of the public health overall. I'm basically a biochemist. I did my post-graduation in biochemistry. Then I did my MBA from IMT from Calcutta. And more I'm the today in the research side. I developed around 40 formulations. They are being patented. And recently we developed 17 more formulations. They are very unique. Apart from this, I'm attached to many medical publications as a co-editor, as an editor, as the editor-in-chief. Especially I'm attached to JAMA and BMJ for Asian countries as a co-editor. I'm next to publisher with the Antiseptic, which is the oldest publication in India. It's an index publication and especially for the medical fraternity. I have my own publication, International Journal of Medical Today, for the clinical doctors. And I do a lot of write-up for upgrading the knowledge of the public on the health sector. And it's my pleasure that today you have invited me for a wonderful, my research work on the one of the important mineral that is on magnesium. Thanks a lot once again that you invited me on such a large platform where I'm sure the audience will definitely get the benefit of it. Thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure, sir, to have you with us in Meet the Expert session. Dear audience, an innovator, he always speak less, do more for the society. Again, sir has proved it. He is a owner of 40 patent holder, but his introduction within next 1 or 2 minutes, past 1 or 2 minutes, is very humble presentation, sir. Very delighted to host you today. And dear audience, today we will be listening on magnesium and its uses, its benefit, its sources, its different sort of medical uses. So before I am going to further discussion, I would like to introduce you that today's session we will have a keynote speech from our resource person today, and then we will have about 15 questions to him to know more about magnesium, sources of magnesium, uses of magnesium, why magnesium is important for human health, and how to use magnesium for optimum human benefit. So before I do further, sir, could you please present your keynote speech on magnesium, sir? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. As such, before I start my this scientific program, It's a wonderful topic, magnesium, because in medical fraternity, our most of the clinicians, they believe that magnesium is a micronutrient. Micronutrient means they believe that it should be used in microgram. But now, with our research, with our own experience, that magnesium is not microgram. It should not be used in mcg. It should be used in milligram. There's a difference between milligram and microgram. It is 1,000 times. Microgram is 1,000 times to the gram, 1,000 times to gram, and 1,000 times to kilogram. So it is a very important mineral. And I think without the magnesium, our survival is difficult. We cannot able to maintain our body physiology due to the ignorance, because we ignored, or maybe our medical information was not up to date, because the medicines are very dynamic, not static. It's keep on changing every second and every minute, because in every corner of the world, there's some clinical experiments are going on. And that is why today it is proven by the medical fraternity, by the medical sciences of research, that the magnesium has a very important character in our life. So as such, the role of magnesium in health and disease, magnesium, the master cation, the magnesium, the fourth most common mineral in the human body after calcium, sodium, and potassium, and is the second most common intercellular cation after potassium. In a 70 kilogram individual, there is an average of 25 gram of magnesium in reserve. Of total body magnesium, 99% is intracellular, with 53% in bone and 27% in muscle, 19% in soft tissues, and less than 1% in serum. The magnesium homeostasis. Roughly 30% of ingested magnesium through food or drinking water is absorbed by the intestine, although the extent of the absorption depends on the body magnesium status, increased in case of magnesium deficiency. The magnesium homeostasis is further regulated through secretion and reabsorption in the kidney, where about 95% of the filtered magnesium is reabsorbed. The primary function of magnesium, which is very important, the magnesium is critical micronutrient. It is an essential cofactor for over 300 enzymes involved in many of the normal function of the body. Magnesium is used by every cell to synthesize protein, repair DNA, and provides energy. Magnesium is implicated in over 80% of metabolic function. Magnesium is a cofactor in the activation of hundreds of enzymatic processes regulating diverse biochemical reactions, including energy metabolism, protein synthesis, muscles and nerve formation and function, blood glucose and blood pressure control. Magnesium and cardiovascular system. The magnesium plays an important role in maintaining normal physiological function of the cardiovascular system. It influences myocardial metabolism, calcium homeostasis, and endothelial-dependent vasodilation. It also acts as an antihypertensive, antiarrhythmic, and anti-inflammatory, as well as anticoagulant agent. Magnesium is a physiological calcium antagonist. Through this action, it produces vasodilation and reduces vascular resistance, improving the blood circulation. It also maintains the electrical property of the myocardium. And it also has anti-inflammatory activity. Magnesium also inhibits platelet addition and platelet aggregation. It is reported that magnesium deficiency can induce oxidative stress, which is in turn activate inflammatory process mediated by activation of nuclear factor kappa B. This condition ultimately results in various pathological conditions like atherosclerosis, thrombus formation, and vascular calcification. The beneficial action of magnesium in cardiovascular system. Several clinical studies overrevealed the relationship between low intake of dietary magnesium with cardiac diseases, and it's reported that maintenance of the normal physiological level of magnesium has beneficial effect in various cardiovascular disorders. A systemic review and meta-analysis of prospective studies that included over 3 lakhs individuals found that elevated magnesium serum level parallel to reduce risk of cardiovascular disease, elevated dietary magnesium intake was shown to be inversely associated with ischemic heart disease, magnesium and carbohydrate metabolism. It is well known that magnesium acts as insulin sensitizer by inducing autophosphorylation of insulin receptors and regulating tyrosine kinase activity on these receptors. In addition, magnesium may directly affect the activity of glucose transporter 4, or we can say it is a GLUT4, and helps to regulate the glucose uptake into cell. Several studies reported that reduced intracellular magnesium level can lead to increased insulin resistance. Consequently, diet with higher amount of magnesium are related to a significant lower risk of diabetes. The incidence of hypomagnesemia in patients with type 2 diabetes varies from 30.5 to 47.7%, which is a very large percentage. Magnesium and bone health. About 50 to 60% of the magnesium is stored in bone, out of which 30% is at the surface of hydroxyapatite crystal along with calcium and inorganic phosphate. Magnesium present at the surface of the bone is only available for ionic exchange. The remaining amount becomes an integral part of the bone and is released during the bone resorption process. Magnesium is involved in regulating the solubility of the mineral, thereby maintaining the size of the crystals. Apart from this, magnesium also participates in osteoblast proliferation. Magnesium is required for conversion of vitamin D, which is very important, into its active form, which is in turn support calcium absorption and metabolism, as well as normal parathyroid function. Magnesium is required for activity of the hepatic 25 hydroxylase and renal 1 hydroxylase. Both are crucial to convert 25 hydroxylase vitamin D. In its biological active form, that is the most active form of the vitamin D3, that is 1,25 hydroxylase vitamin B3. The magnesium also facilitated the transfer of vitamin D to target tissues through the vitamin D binding protein. Low serum magnesium level are known to result in low blood concentration and resistance to action of parathyroid hormone and resistance to some of the effects of vitamin D. The many studies have demonstrated that moderate or subclinical, the magnesium deficiency can induce chronic low-grade inflammation or exacerbate the inflammatory stress caused by the various factors. This low-grade inflammation increases secretion of pro-inflammatory cytokines, which stimulate resorption of the bone by inducing differentiation of osteoclasts from their precursors.